Today on Triflix Fix, we're talking about Black Friday. Let's go. So guys, this is the time of the year that all the techies like myself and you, if you're interested in filmmaking, we get really excited. But Tristan, why do we get excited? Well, the reason we get excited is because this is the time of the year when all of the stuff that we want so bad the rest of the year finally goes on sale. Because technology just doesn't go on sale that often. Now that you mention it, you're right. All that stuff that I've been wanting all year really hasn't been on sale. So what I want to give you guys today is a little bit of advice on what to buy, when to buy it, and what's the best things to buy. The thing about Black Friday is it usually only affects new items and occasionally some refurbished. And when you put those together, they're still a little more expensive than the used. But the nice thing is, whenever it comes to Black Friday, since everything else is dropping, used items drop as well because families are trying to make money for the holidays. So that expensive Canon 70D someone bought in their mid-20s has a family now, and they need to make money for the Christmas gifts. What they're going to do is try to sell it. But the problem with this is all the Black Friday and Cyber Monday stuff's going to be flooding the market, so the prices are going to dip on everything. And that's where you get the really good deals. So what this means is you have a big price drop in all the new stuff, but as well as all the used. So is it really best to buy everything new? At times it can be, but whenever you have sellers like eBay and Amazon where they have money back guarantees, you don't really have to worry about the old age issues of Craigslist sellers, which essentially means people are going online selling stuff either that doesn't work when they said it did, or they aren't sending exactly what they said. Now I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that want to buy it new just for the peace of mind knowing that it's going to work no matter what, and even if you do, you get the full money back. Now, eBay and Amazon does the same thing, but I still have your guys' backs, and we will cover that today. So let's go ahead and start out with the best thing that I can offer you, and that would be TechBargains. TechBargains is a website that does all the techie stuff that we love, such as external drives, internal drives, cameras, computers, DSLRs of any specific sort. Anything that they find as an amazing deal, people will submit to the company will publish on their website. They update this almost by the hour, if not sooner, and especially as the holiday seasons come in closer, they start to close the gap in between how often they update it until it's borderline continuous. So as some of you may know, the best free software that I can recommend to you is HitFilm Express, which we've mentioned in an earlier episode, but the thing is, they just released some paid software, some new paid software. They already had paid software, but now they have new software. Before it was HitFilm 3 Pro, now they have HitFilm 4 Pro. So if you want the old HitFilm 3, you can get that for a really good deal because all of the old copies are getting sold out on eBay and Amazon. But if you wanted HitFilm 4, they are doing a huge Thanksgiving sale, a holiday special, and if you guys want to go check that out, that is probably the most recommended thing I can give you out of everything that we're going to cover today, with the exception of TechBargains. And the reason for this is they have the ability to put in 3D models. So if you use Maya or Blender, you can even plug in some Mocha tracking for planar tracking. You can do some really neat stuff. And I currently use Motion, as you guys know, and Final Cut Pro, so this surpasses on every aspect. From what I understand, you can't get as good of a look as quickly as some of the Apple products and even some of the Adobe products. But if you have the time and you want to do some real projects, you want to put in some real editing, some good amount of time, then HitFilm's for you. Next we have the DSLRs. Now my recommendation for you is, unless you absolutely need the depth of field view from a DSLR, just use your cell phone for the time being. Just stake it out, see if you really love filmmaking, get some of the free HitFilm software, edit with your phone, and if you get past that point, then and only then would I recommend buying a DSLR. And the price range for that is $600 minimum, otherwise just use your smartphone. But looking at DSLRs from least expensive to most expensive, we will be pointing out the Blackmagic Pocket Cam, which is a great deal this time of year. You can find some online used for as low as $500, and believe me, that is an amazing deal for any DSLR, especially, I will have you note, the Blackmagic Pocket Cam has one of the highest dynamic ranges of any camera in its class. If you guys get this camera, you will get that cinematic feel a lot quicker than if you were using any of the other cameras on this list. But I digress. Next we have my personal favorite, the Samsung NX1, which is one of the best spec cameras. I'm not going to say it's the best camera, because that would be extremely biased, and as we know, I'm not a biased guy, I just own a Samsung phone. Next we have the GH4, which I'll have those both up there side by side, and the reason for this is the prices are extremely similar. If you want to buy them new, the prices are almost identical at about $1,200, but if you want to get them used, you can get both of them for as low as $800 on eBay. Great! In the most expensive category, we have the Sony AS7 models. This ranges from the AS7R, the AS7 itself, the AS7S, and the AS7II. They are all beautiful, they are all great, but if you want to record 4K, I don't believe any of those record internal 4K, unlike the NX1 and GH4. So if you want internal 4K, which I would personally never use a camera without it, you're better off not going with this guy. But if you have the money, you can get a really good deal this time of year on them, so look into those. The honorable mention to the DSLR category would be the Canon 70D. It is a great camera, no doubt, but as far as its video capabilities, it is just a little bit lacking. If you can find it for under $650, that is a great deal, and if you're in need of a DSLR, snag it immediately. But if you want it new, you're looking at upwards of $950 minimums. It doesn't shoot internal 4K, so for that reason, I wouldn't buy it. I would be more likely to save a little bit of money, get a good lens, and put it on top of a, can't think what it's called, Blackmagic pocket camera that we talked about just a minute ago, and I already forgot it. But to you guys, you probably watched it like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes ago. To me, I recorded that probably 30 minutes ago. It's a really slow production day. Bear with me. Sticking with the category of cameras, if you want an action cam, there's only one I would recommend, and that would be the GoPro. As you guys know, I wouldn't go any lower than a GoPro Hero 3 Silver, and work your way up. If you get the GoPro Hero 4, I believe they have 4K, so that's a great find, especially if you want just a 4K camera and you don't care about depth of field. Now, because some of you don't want to spend $400 on an action camera that you're afraid of breaking because your stunts are pretty crazy and you guys are all hardcore, in that case, I would recommend this cheaper guy, which I found online for $44. It fits the same accessory sizes as the GoPro, so if you already have some of the equipment and you lost your GoPro in a lake like myself, then this can be a really great deal because you can apply it to all your old equipment. And if not, it still comes with a great amount of accessories, and the reviews are pretty good. But maybe you already have a good DSLR, a good action camera, and some amazing software, and you aren't really interested in this, and you just want some toys. In that case, I would recommend a quadcopter. Quadcopters and drones such as these over here are flying cameras, essentially, that allow you to get some really epic aerial shots, as well as some shots on lower levels that allow panning and movements that are otherwise nearly impossible, unless you have a 3-axis gimbal such as this guy over here. Now if you have money and you just want to throw it out the window, you can get something pretty neat such as the DJI Ronin. There's some other budget 3-axis gimbals that are on sale this time of year. But if you are wanting to save every bit of the penny, I plan on building one using a kit and building it from scratch essentially with a friend of mine. I will be doing a DIY on it for you guys so you guys can follow each step along. You have someone that's already done it for you, and hopefully you guys save money. But if you have the money already and you want something right now, get your fix on a 3-axis gimbal. Now that we have the essential out of the way, as well as the toys, let's talk about the more practical. If you don't have a fluid head tripod, you need to get one as soon as possible. And the great thing about fluid head tripods is they allow you to pan cameras very smoothly, and whenever you bump them, they don't jolt, they don't fly across the screen. They are great pieces of equipment, and you guys need one. Over there. External and internal memory. If you don't have an external drive, you guys need to get one to store all of your video stuff, because as you start building more and more projects, you're going to start taking up more space on your computer, and your computer's starting to slow down, your edits will go longer, and you're just wasting time. So get an external drive, put all your video files on there as backup. As you finish them, you can probably just throw them on there, get rid of them off your desktop, and it saves up a lot of space, helps you guys out. Internal memory is important because if you're using a camera or a cell phone to record, you can just put in SD cards, and as you fill them, you could change them out. You don't have to worry about emptying your phone as much. But of course, as you get your projects done, you should take those off, plug them into your computer, move them over to your external drives, and keep all your equipment running fast and smoothly. When it comes to cameras, you guys should always be investing in lenses, especially if you plan on using more of that brand later on. Cameras outdate very quickly, but lenses and good glass do not. I don't think they're necessarily needed for good videography, but if you have the money and you're already at the point where you can't go any farther without it, go ahead and buy some, add it to your collection, and expand your horizons. So to conclude, guys, this time of the year offers some great deals on both new and used items. Websites like TechBargains offer great suggestions on products as well as the sales. But if you're looking for something specific, websites like Amazon and eBay with sales that are money-back guarantees are great options for used items that allow you to save a great amount of money, especially for the budget filmmakers out there. I hope you liked today's episode. If you did, let me know by liking the video below. If you want to see more episodes, let me know by subscribing to the channel. Apparently somebody does because we're growing. But in case you don't like my episodes, please let me know in the comment section below, or you can send it to the Twitter over here and give me some recommendations on what you do want to see. I just want to help you guys out. That's the whole reason I do this. And keep working hard, guys. Keep working hard.